Again, I'm not going to go, I'm just going to show the different settings just for, so it's kind of on record here. For this tab, launch the scaling, adjustments, boosts, scaling, speed ups, and then the presets. And we're going to mash some new seeds. We'll go with that one, sure. Create. Copy that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide that again. Save that for records. Oh, it didn't actually create the thing because the thing for the button was in the way, but I created it just now. Copy this over. Paste. Yes. Got that idiot off my throne. Okay, I can go ahead and show the time again. Let's bring the emulator back up. All right, next one here. Oops. 1 second, let me get this cursor here. With the change they did to my XSplit, I don't like some of the things they changed. All right, let's see if we can get better RNG for the character build. Camille is completely out of the question. Ulvin is completely out of the question. No speed. Oh, she is out of the question. Wilmy, you fuck. Not good enough. Ooh. Lux. You do not have the weapon or speed. Damn, slim pickings for this. I think Lux is going to be the way I'm going to go. He's going to be a little slower. That's going to hurt. But he's the best. He's the best one. Your chest comes pre-waxed. Disgusting. All right, we're going to go for another one here. Can this one do better? Maybe, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it, but we'll see. All right, same as before. Timer starts when I hit yes here. Timer ends on the last hit against Gorsia. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'll wax his chest. His bloody chest. His outfit. You stupid old lady. I'm buying a B power because I do not have the power spell. A lot of the run, honestly, besides everything else at the start, a lot of it falls upon these starting enemies here. If Hermits or Wyverns or all that aren't worth good experience, then we're kind of boned. Ideally, Hermits are the best because you tend to encounter them more with the enemies set to normal. So, Hermits being like 10,000 is really good. 15,000 is like, that's great. 15,000 Hermits is perfect. It's exactly what I want. The best case scenario, too, would be to get a double Hermit fight. Not a double Hermit, but I'll take it. Any double is fine, technically, because Wyverns can also still be really good. Not as good here, but that's okay. The fight is still worth it because I got the Hermit in the encounter. If I'm not getting 10,000 for the fight, it's kind of not worth it. And because Lux's speed is a little lower than I'd like it to be, I especially need these encounters to be good experience to get me the levels. Now, I'm gonna see. If there's a good fight along the way, I'll snag it. Otherwise, I'll just... I did not mean to really walk into that spot, but okay, this is the extra fight I'm taking, technically. Alright. That's all for the fighting. Whatever Lux's speed is, I have to deal with it. With these extra levels going into the 50s, he might be actually okay. I really need to actually look at the math of it to make sure that I know what level speed will cap at, depending on what I start with. Because I don't even want to waste time checking my status. Now, I'm taking a time loss compared to the last split, the last run, because I took technically, like, an extra fight. Well, not necessarily extra. 4 fights is about the limit of what I want. Go upward. 3 fights with really good experience and setup. 4 fights at most is what I want. Any more than that's too much time loss. Promise isn't great, but that's fine. And technically, we had 2 extra encounters last time that I did not want. So if I can avoid those encounters, we can gain the time back. So that's why I'm not too worried. Well, with the setting we have their XP and experience set to just be like, it can go sky fucking high. So, you know, they can just be worth that much. I don't know what the cap could be for them, what the absolute limit of what they could hit is, but 15-ish, 16-ish thousand for, like, the Hermits is, like, the highest I've seen. I mean, it could be the Hermits, it could be the Demons, it could be any of them could be that high. Or they could be complete garbage. Well, there goes the time from that, because this is an extra fight that... Now, Undeads can give good experience, but I don't... That's good experience, it's good enough. But at this point now, I think this is... I don't need any more levels. Any more is a waste of time. Or rather, it's like the trade-off isn't worth it. Well, those also, in the other randomizers, their stats, their numbers are also randomized. They're just not randomized to that high of a number. You know, they can be really good experience, but in the other runs, they're not going to be 15,000. It just can't get that high without that setting. I spent quite a bit of time figuring out the routing for this. All the little details about the shops. Which, speaking of, I don't have to go by exit gates this time. So that's a little bit of a time save. Well, it's kind of like a time trade-off. I had to buy the 1B power, but I don't have to buy... oh, shoot, I went the wrong way. I don't have to buy the exit gates now. Almost ran into that encounter. That would have been bad. Alright. Last time we fumbled a bit walking through here. Making sure I don't run into any of these enemies. Lux had a 400 weapon. I'm not gonna... check the weapons. This is good enough. Because he's got better power, so that'll help make up for it. 400 weapon is good enough. I'd rather have like a 600 weapon, but it's fine. Alright, good RNG, nothing in my way. These fights should go, I think, a little faster, because my power should be a decent amount higher. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, 4 turn. I could have tried for a 3 turn, but I just went for the 4. Now, Goron's experience actually hurts me just by milliseconds. I actually really don't need the levels anymore. We're at a good pace, though. That's 1 mirror wasted, you bitch. This is why I buy the mirrors and harps. Because even she can do Petrify. Ideally, I keep them all for Gorsia, but she is also a reason to get it. Because if you get Petrified, that's just, it's too much. Too much of a time loss. Not that I'm worried that I'm going to die, but the time is just lost. But the harps are especially important, because getting vacuumed will end the run. I don't need the Star Rune this time. Kerfuckle! What are we gonna change settings to? Change them to Kerfuckle! I'm coming for you, Gorsia. You bitch! Shit. Alright, no worries, Magus. Have a good one. Speed 3, level 40, math average up to 220. Okay. And that's the average, because it isn't always exactly that, but it's good to know. $180? You liar. This is why we have the harps. $10.42. Sub 11 is possible. I got a little nervous when he punched me for half my health. Just like slightly above half my health. Didn't we had one fight where we didn't need one, didn't we? Did I have one bad fight somewhere? Did I run into something? I think so, right? There was one fight that was in my way. I was not sure if I'd be able to get the sub 11 again while actually on stream. I think this might be faster than the other sub 11 I had off screen. It's very close, at the very least. Ooh. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking. You actually weren't wrong, Coolio, when you were saying earlier about like, oh, I was going to stream for 10 minutes. Wow, second run, and I got that. It's going to be hard to improve this one here. For me, with these current settings today, without like changing anything. Without the randomized locations, there is still room to save time, though. If everything stayed equal, having the power spell, I think, technically saves me just a little bit of time. It's not a huge difference. Having the exit spell saves more time. I get to use it twice, for one thing. Be a cocky speaker and say, this'll never be beaten in the next 2 minutes. Oof. Because if you look at the time, I had a time loss because I took an extra 4th fight before Ramus, but then I didn't have at least one other fight I had from the other run. But at least the fight I took was good experience, so it's okay, it's worth it. Ideally, the character needs to have the right stats, but like enough so that after 3 fights, I'm about where I should be, and if the bosses can then carry that last little end bit, like that's the perfect setup. But I don't count on Ramus or Goron or Griffin giving me the experience I need. I feel like 3 to 4 fights, regular ones, is how much I want to take. No more than that. If I have to take any more at such a time, it becomes kind of a time loss to the point where it's not necessarily even worth it. I don't know. I did not have to go to the weapon shop this time. You could say, technically, I could save time by not even going to Legina to get the mirrors and harps, but too often I find something's going to try to petrify, namely Griffin and Gorsia, and then something's going to try to vacuum me. And if I get hit by the vacuum, it's run over. If I get hit by the petrify, it's kind of run over as well, or at the very least, it's such a time loss that I'm willing to spend the time to go there to buy 2 of each. I found 2 to be the sweet spot because I've had plenty of runs where 2 got consumed, but never more than 2. I also like Legina because they are both there. I told you, I very specifically planned out the route with the way I did because I can minimize the number of extra places I have to go. Legina also has 5 weapons to buy. There is a decent chance that if I need a better weapon, Legina can have one. And I did for Asuna. I got a 200 upgrade, you know? If I start with a 600 weapon, I don't need to buy. I guess even a 400 weapon, if I have enough power to compensate. Lux had the power. That's why I knew a 400 weapon was going to be just fine. I did not need to go buy a weapon. Legina is your new secret weapon for the fun. See, we thought the same way. See, because I've watched you guys do the cheater percent, and I'm like, okay, and you guys admittedly did do a lot of the fine-tuning work to figure out some of the best settings for certain things, because there's some stuff that's just like very clearly time save. Turn off seeing the stat numbers when you level up. It's like, duh, of course, turn that off. Who needs to see that crap? But then I just, on my own, started from there, and then I tweaked, okay, what can I tweak for my own personal run to make it faster? And then I went the route of, let's turn off some of the randomization to, yes, lose some time, but give consistency. And this is what I was able to come up with. And I feel like it's a fairly clean route, and I have it set to where 3 or 4 pieces of it are extra if I need to. I know it's a time loss to do so, but if I need to, I will grab said item or do said thing. So, alright. We're gonna do a few more still. We've only done the 2 runs. I don't think, again, it's gonna be very hard to top this time. I don't know. We'll see. So let me go ahead and let me do this here first.